Have you ever witnessed the perfect miracle unfold when you finally let go and trust? This is a story of Daisy Mae, my foster dog, and how she taught me how to stay in higher vibration, trust my guide, and witness a beautiful transformation. Hi, I'm Emily Katie. I help those who feel overwhelmed and directionless find clarity, confidence, and peace by connecting with their inner wisdom and their spirit guides. Together, we clear energy blocks and transform life's challenges into opportunities for growth and empowerment. So, about 6 months ago, I fostered a dog that I had only intended to have for 1 week, and I've had her for over 6 months. Her name's Daisy Mae, and I have a few videos here on YouTube that I had shared about the lessons that I was learning from Daisy and some of the trials and tribulations that we had getting to know one another. Daisy was a 6-year-old black lab. She was close to 100 pounds. She was a big girl, and she had gone through some trauma in her life. So with her trauma came baggage. The baggage came with lessons for me. And I am so grateful that I had the patience and the respect for her to learn from her rather than get frustrated with her. Over the time that we were together, I had developed a powerful and deep bond with her as she did with us, my partner and I. And we we had considered keeping her because we really truly did fall in love with this dog. She was so sweet and so loving and so nurturing and just had been neglected and misguided for the first 6 years of her life. And to be able to provide her with a safe place that she knew she was loved and we would take care of her meant everything to me, to know that she had security, and we were just working on building up her confidence so she didn't feel like she had to protect us. I learned a lot from Daisy over the 6 months and how powerful it is to be patient with a dog that is trying to communicate with you and doesn't necessarily know how to because she or he hasn't been nurtured or respected. It's just like having a child that is acting out, that's gone through trauma and is trying to be heard or understood. The same goes for a dog. They don't necessarily have the tools to communicate with us, and they will react in ways that we can get frustrated with. They're just trying to get our attention to get help. So if you can slow down, and which I was fortunately able to, is slow down and really meet Daisy where she was at, to see what was coming up for me so I could heal me as well as help her, guide her through what she was going through. It was a really beautiful time that we had together, and I am just so absolutely grateful for her. However, I knew that she wasn't my dog. I knew that she was supposed to be somebody else's. And there was one night about 4 months ago that my guides had came to me and they said, Emily, Daisy's going to go to a home with a middle-aged couple. They do not have kids of their own, and they just recently lost their dog. They were actually very specific. They said that they recently lost their dog in February. So I thought, okay, this couple is out there, and I'm grateful they're coming into Daisy's life in the perfect moment that they're supposed to. But I told my guides, Daisy can't go to just anyone. She has to go to somebody that is going to understand her and have patience and love for her and just continue to nurture her and help her grow her confidence. And they assured me that this couple was her forever family. So I knew they were coming. And within, I'm not joking, a few days, they showed up. They showed up and said, we want to adopt Daisy. Now, this is the trick. They live in Ohio, and they couldn't get to California, where I am and where Daisy was, until November. And this was back in September. So they asked, can you keep Daisy a few more months? And of course I would, because I fell in love with this dog and I was excited. I was like, yes, she's got a home and I got a few more months with her. So they flew out just this past weekend to get Daisy. And when they came, I asked my guides, I said, can you please confirm that Daisy is meant to go with them because when they approach her, she won't be defensive. She will be quiet, calm, and she will sniff them. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. They showed up. Daisy and I went outside to meet them. And now Daisy has been traumatized. And with some men, she gets really uncomfortable with. She immediately, as they walked up, she was calm. She was quiet. She didn't bark, nothing. She showed no signs of aggression. And they walked up and she sniffed them. She did exactly what I asked as a confirmation for her to that this is her forever family. We spent the day together. She got to get to know them. You know, she's slow to get to know you. She takes a minute to trust. But as she was starting to trust them, I'm like, okay, I know she's ready. They spent a night in a hotel here and they actually ended up leaving Daisy with me that first night, just because they had been traveling all day and they were tired. So Daisy was with me that night. And the next morning, I do want to share 2 weeks prior to them coming, I kept talking to Daisy and I kept telling Daisy, know that this is your forever family. They are coming and I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to send you off to somebody that I don't trust. So I was letting her know that she's about to go through this transition and that she was going to be okay. And I understood her fear. I acknowledged her fear because she was finally comfortable. She was finally secure. And now to be uprooted was really scary for her. So I would sit with her every day and I would have these little conversations with her just to assure her and let her know that she's going to be okay. And I kid you not, it was the most amazing and beautiful thing the next morning when they showed up, which was last Saturday morning. They showed up at my house and I grabbed Daisy and I put a leash on. I said, let's go outside and meet your parents again. And she ran to them. She full on ran to them. I couldn't hold her back. She was so excited to see them. She had detached from me and I was detaching from her. She wanted to get in their car immediately. She was ready to go. It was the most beautiful miracle I could have asked for because I so loved this dog and I had been grieving her over the last few weeks of knowing I was going to have to let her go. But to see her want to be with her new family, to see her excited in that morning that she was like, let's go, I'm ready, was such a beautiful miracle. And I'm so grateful I got to witness this. And it's just amazing how when you trust your guides, you trust the universe, you have a higher vibration. I do want to touch on the vibration really quickly because Daisy's a 6-year-old black lab. And I've talked in some of my other YouTube videos. People do not like older dogs. They don't like black dogs for some reason. And she's a big dog. So she had like literally 3 strikes against her to get adopted. So being in the higher vibration and trusting Daisy would find the perfect family, I was constantly there. I knew that perfect family was out there and I called on my guides and said, please bring this perfect family to Daisy. She deserves it. So staying in the high vibration is important. Are you in a place in your life that maybe you have a lot of doubt? Maybe you have 3 strikes against you, just like Daisy? What is the outcome that you want? What is it that you would like to have? Instead of looking at your circumstances, instead of me looking at Daisy's circumstances and going, nobody's going to adopt her. No, I looked at the outcome that I wanted for her. I wanted her to be with a couple that was active and didn't have kids and would be able to love her. I put out to the universe what I wanted. My spirit team told me they were bringing them in, and they did. So the miracle here is having a higher vibration and having a clear laser focus outcome of what you want and not focusing on the circumstances. So again, what is going on in your life that maybe you just don't feel like you're happy with the outcome? Don't look at the circumstances. Look at what it is that you want. What is that outcome? I have a meditation that helps bring coherence between your heart and your brain. It's really hard to sometimes get out of the circumstances when we're just wrapped up in it and our brain has been taking lead on every decision we make, and we don't even know how to connect with our heart. And this meditation really brings you back into your heart and helps you understand how to navigate life from a totally different perspective, where it opens you up to connect with your spirit team and allow these miracles to happen. So, if it's something that you're interested in, I will drop the link in the description below. Please take advantage of this free meditation to help you activate your own inner guidance and connect with your spirit team so that you can allow miracles to unfold right before your eyes. I do want to address too grief because I was grieving Daisy leaving up to 2 weeks, or the 2 weeks prior to her actually leaving. I was grieving and I sat with it. I did not push it down. I allowed it to come out. But it's so fascinating that she wasn't my dog. And I knew she wasn't my dog. And I trusted my spirit team. And when she left me, yes, there's sadness and grief, but I'm not overwhelmed by it. And I think it's just a really fascinating and beautiful lesson to share with you in that when we are in alignment with our purpose, we are not being overwhelmed by uncontrollable emotions or making poor decisions that will misguide us. But the moment that she left and I didn't have this overwhelming grief, I knew that this was meant to be. I knew that she did her job and what she was supposed to do with me here in this lifetime. And it was a temporary stop, and that she has another job with her forever family. I knew that. And the grief is not the same. So a lot of people will say to me, "How do you foster?" I couldn't do it. I would be a foster fail. And I used to say that as well. And I have been a foster fail. Um, but knowing that the dogs that I have fostered and knowing that they are with family that absolutely loves and adores them and takes amazing care of them, the reward far exceeds me keeping them all. It's really such a beautiful reward knowing that these dogs not only got to touch my life, but they're touching other people's lives. Trust. Trust in your spirit team to guide you. Trust in your own inner wisdom to guide you and allow these incredible miracles just to unfold right before your very own eyes. Daisy taught me so much about trust and detachment and how to stay in alignment with my own higher vibration. And I just encourage you to trust your own guides. Surrender to divine timing. You know, for me, my timing for Daisy was 1 week. The divine timing was 6 months. I had to surrender to it. And there was a purpose beyond that 1 week. She was here to teach me something, and I didn't realize it when I brought her in initially. Miracles happen when we actually let go and not try to conform what we want in our own ways and allow the universe to work with us. I am so grateful to be part of Daisy's journey. And I would love to hear from you, your own stories and of trust and miracles in the comments below. Please share them and please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video if it's something that you feel inspired by Daisy's story. And again, I will drop the link to the heart brain meditation to help bring some more coherence between your heart and your brain so that you can start to navigate life by your inner wisdom and your spirit team. Please note, I am not a licensed therapist or mental health professional. The information shared in this video, including my personal experiences and channeled messages I receive, is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. It should not be considered professional advice. Please consult with a qualified therapist or counselor for any mental health concerns you may have.